The world never believed in you. From the moment you took your first step towards something greater, there was a voice, cold, mocking, relentless, whispering that you were destined to fail. They said you wouldn't make it. They laughed at your ambition, rolled their eyes at your dreams, dismissed your efforts as nothing more than a waste of time. You. Succeed. Don't make me laugh. You heard it everywhere. In the condescending smiles, the backhanded compliments, the quiet chuckles behind your back. They called you delusional, a fool chasing an impossible dream. They told you to be realistic, to know your place, to accept that you weren't cut out for anything more than what life had already handed you. You tried to ignore them, but their words sank deep, wrapping around your mind like chain. It wasn't just their words, it was the way they treated you. Like you were invisible, like you didn't matter. The ones you called friends slowly drifted away, no longer returning your calls, no longer inviting you in. Every door you knocked on slammed shut in your face. Every effort you made was met with rejection, disappointment, another cold reminder that the world had already made up its mind about you. They told you that you weren't smart enough, strong enough, talented enough, that you didn't have the right background, the right connection, the right look. They picked you apart piece by piece, stripping you down until you barely recognized yourself. Every time you tried to stand tall, they cut you down. Every time you gathered the courage to speak, they drowned you in their doubt. You, a success story. Be serious. They watched you struggle, and they enjoyed it. They reveled in your failures, smirking as you stumbled, whispering to each other that they knew you'd never make it. You could see it in their eyes, that quiet satisfaction whenever life knocked you down. Because to them, you were never supposed to rise. You were supposed to stay small, stay lost, stay right where they left you. But here's the thing, you're still here. After everything, after the rejection, the humiliation, the loneliness, you haven't disappeared. You haven't given up. You haven't broken. They did everything they could to bury you. But they forgot one thing. You're not the kind to stay buried. The doubt, the ridicule, the judgment, it hurt. It cut deeper than you'd ever admit. But in the silence, in the darkness, in the moments when no one was watching, something inside you refused to die. A quiet, stubborn defiance. A fire that flickered, dim but never extinguished. And that fire, it's about to burn everything they ever said to the ground. Failure. Again, and again, and again. You tried. You gave everything. You pushed yourself past your breaking point, only to watch it all crumble in your hand. Every time you thought you were making progress, life reminded you that you were still at the bottom, still struggling, still gasping for air while everyone else seemed to soar effortlessly. It's a special kind of pain, pouring your soul into something, believing this time will be different, only to watch it slip away. The weight of every setback pressing down on you, making you wonder if it's even worth it anymore. You started questioning yourself, questioning your worth. Maybe they were right. Maybe you weren't meant for this. Maybe you were fooling yourself all along. And then came the betrayals. The ones you trusted, the ones you thought would stand beside you, they vanished. When you needed them most, they turned their backs. Some left silently, slipping away when the road got rough. Others smiled to your face and stabbed you the moment you turned around. And the worst part, you felt it coming. You saw the warning signs, but you wanted to believe in them. Loss after loss, failure after failure. You started breaking in places you didn't know could break. You stopped looking in the mirror because you didn't recognize the person staring back. The fire that once burned so bright inside you now flickered weakly, barely holding on. You told yourself, just one more try, just one more chance. But each time, the pain of defeat grew heavier, whispering for you to let go. And the world watched, amused. They laughed at your struggle, shaking their heads at your desperation. To them, you were just another fool who didn't know when to quit. another dreamer too blind to see reality. They pitied you. They mocked you. They waited for you to collapse. But the difference between those who fall and those who rise isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't some divine gift reserved for a chosen few. It's willpower. It's the refusal to stay down when the world spits in your face. It's standing back up when your body begs you to stay down. It's looking at every failure, every betrayal, every shattered piece of yourself, and saying, not yet. I am not finished. They expected you to quit. They were counting on it, but they have no idea who they're dealing with. Somewhere deep inside you, beneath the weight of failure, betrayal, and doubt, something still burns. A fire, small, flickering, barely holding on, but it refuses to die. No matter how many times life tried to extinguish it, no matter how many storms tried to drown it, it survived. And in the silence, in the loneliness, in the moments when you were convinced you had nothing left, it whispered to you, what if you can make it? The thought was small at first, almost laughable. A tiny spark in the middle of all that darkness. After everything you've been through, after all the times you've fallen flat on your face, after all the times you swore you were done, what if they were wrong? What if the world didn't get to decide your fate? What if all this pain, all this suffering, wasn't a sign that you were failing, but a sign that you were growing? You started to see it. The pain wasn't your enemy. It wasn't there to break you. It was there to shape you, to carve something stronger out of the wreckage of who you used to be. The real enemy wasn't the struggle. It was stagnation. It was giving an asterisk to the idea that you were powerless, that you had no say in what happened next. And then you looked at your scar, the one's life carved into your soul. You traced every wound, every heartbreak, every night spent screaming into the void, and you realized something. These weren't signs of weakness. They were proof of survival. Every scar told a story. Every wound proved that you endured that you stood through the storm, that you took the worst life had to offer, and refused to stay down. You were supposed to be broken. You were supposed to give up, but you didn't. And that fire inside you, it's about to become an inferno. It didn't happen all at once. Transformation was not some sudden lightning strike, some grand cinematic moment where everything changed overnight. No, it was slow, painful. A war waged inch by inch, breath by breath. A fight against the very thing that had been suffocating you all along. Your own mind. The world had spent years telling you who you were. They carved their judgments into your skin, branded their doubts into your soul. And for so long, you believed them. Every failure reinforced their words. Every rejection confirmed their suspicions. The voice in your head, the one that sounded so much like them, whispered that you were wasting your time. But still, you took a step. It was shaky. It was small. But it was yours. Then came the battle, the one no one ever talks about. Not against the world, not against the people who doubted you, but against the demons inside. The voices that reminded you of every time you failed. The ghosts of your past whispering that you were not enough, that you would never be enough. Fear gripped you like chain. Self-doubt clawed at you, begging you to stay in the shadows where it was safe, where you wouldn't risk humiliation, disappointment, pain. But you had already tasted rock bottom. You had already lived in the darkness they warned you about. What was left to fear? So you did something that changed everything. You stopped waiting. You stopped waiting for approval, for validation, for permission to become the person you were always meant to be. You realized that no one was coming to save you. No one was going to hand you your worth on a silver platter. If you wanted it, you had to build it, brick by brick, step by step. You started constructing a new version of yourself, not one shaped by their words, but one forged in your own fire. And that was the turning point. You stopped begging to be seen. You stopped needing to be understood. You no longer cared if they believed in you, because for the first time in your life, You believed in yourself. And that was more powerful than anything they could ever take from you. Power comes with a price. The moment you chose to rise, the moment you decided you would no longer live by their rule, the cost was set. You didn't just leave behind failure. You left behind comfort. You left behind the illusion of safety, the easy road where you could blend in, be accepted, be just another face in the crowd. But growth demands sacrifice. You started to see it. The long, lonely nights, the exhaustion that settled deep in your bone, the moments where you questioned if it was worth it, the hunger, the discipline, the relentless pursuit of something greater. It all came at a cost, and not just physical pain. The real pain was watching people fall away. Some left silently, unable to understand this new version of you. Others turned bitter, whispering behind your back, sneering at your transformation. The ones who once laughed at your struggles now watched you with envy. They wanted you to stay the same because your growth made them uncomfortable. And then came the hardest truth of all. You had outgrown them. The jokes that used to make you laugh now felt empty. The small talk, the mindless distractions, it all felt like chains pulling you backward. You weren't the same person anymore. The things that once entertained you no longer mattered. The people you once called friends didn't recognize you because you had become something they never expected. Unstoppable. And not everyone will clap for you. Not everyone will celebrate your rise. Some will resent you for it. Some will try to pull you back down just to make themselves feel better. But here's the secret. You don't need their applause because you didn't do this for them. You did this for you. And for the first time, that's enough. There was a time when they didn't see you, when you were just another shadow in the background, another name they forgot, another face they overlooked. You were the underdog, the one they dismissed without a second thought. But now they see you, and they don't recognize you. The same people who mocked you, who wrote you off as nothing, who smirked at your struggles, now they watch in silence. They don't laugh anymore. They don't whisper their doubts so loudly. No, now they stare, trying to make sense of what they're seeing. Because you were supposed to be broken. You were supposed to disappear, to fade into the nothingness they assigned you to. But instead you grew. Instead of crumbling, you built. Instead of giving up, you rose. And now, the ones who doubted you feel it. That slow, creeping realization sinking into their bones. They were wrong about you. The weight of their judgment was supposed to crush you, but you carried it and turned it into muscle. Their rejection was supposed to destroy you, but you used it as fuel. Every insult, every dismissal, every time they said you wouldn't make it, it became the foundation of your rise. And now they don't know what to do. Because the person standing before them is not the person they underestimated. You've shed your old skin. You've evolved beyond their comprehension. They look at you and realize that the power is no longer in their hand. It's in yours. They thought they had the final word on your story. But now, standing in front of them, unshaken, unbreakable, undeniable, you are the reckoning they never saw coming. Something changes when you've walked through the fire and survived. The fear that once controlled you, it no longer has a grip. The doubts that used to paralyze you, they fall silent in your presence. You have been to war with yourself. You have fought the battle within, and you have won. And now, you are unbreakable. You move differently. Your steps are no longer hesitant. Your voice no longer wavers. There is no uncertainty in your eyes. You have tasted rock bottom. You have lived in the darkness, and you have built yourself from the ashes. What is left to fear? You have faced the worst and endured. You have been underestimated, ridiculed, pushed aside, and yet here you stand. They threw everything at you. Doubt, failure, rejection, and you didn't break. That is power. Not the kind that comes from status or wealth. Not the kind that can be taken away. No, your power is something asterisk deeper. Asterisk. It is carved into your bones, written in the scars of your journey. It is the power of someone who no longer needs permission, who no longer seeks validation, and the world feels it. The same people who once mocked you now watch in silence. The ones who doubted you now hesitate when they speak your name. Not because you seek revenge, not because you even acknowledge them anymore, but because they see it. Asterisk. You are not like them. They live in fear. They make excuses. They wish. They hope. They dream. But they never do. They never act. They never move. They never take control of their destiny. But you asterisk do. Asterisk. Because you have seen the difference between those who wish and those who asterisk become. Asterisk. And you will never be small again. Never beg for a seat at a table that was never built for you. Never dim your fire to make them comfortable. You are asterisk unstoppable. Asterisk. And the world has no choice but to asterisk watch you rise. There comes a moment when the past meets the present. The voices that once told you to quit. The faces that once sneered at your struggle. They stand before you now. But something is different. The power dynamic has shifted. They used to look down on you. Now they look asterisk up. Asterisk. You don't have to say a word. Your success speaks for itself. The very life they swore you would never have. The strength, the discipline, the unshakable presence. It's real. Asterisk. You made it, and they know it. They wanted to see you broken, but now they see you asterisk untouchable. Asterisk. The poetic justice isn't in their regret. It's not in their apologies or their sudden admiration. No, the justice is in the fact that you no longer care. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. Once their opinions shaped your pain. Now they mean asterisk nothing. Asterisk. Because you didn't rise to prove them wrong. You rose to prove asterisk yourself asterisk right. And that's why you've won. They will never admit it, but deep down, they know. They were wrong about you. Every insult, every rejection, every time they said you wouldn't make it, they were writing a prophecy they never understood. Because you asterisk are here. Not just surviving, asterisk thriving, asterisk. Not just existing, asterisk dominating, asterisk. And now, as they stand in front of you, searching for the words to take it all back, you simply smile. No anger, no resentment, no need for revenge. Because the greatest revenge was asterisk becoming everything they swore you'd never be. You have become something they never saw coming. Once, they dismissed you as weak. Once, they labeled you as a failure. But now, when they look at you, they don't see the person they once knew. They see something asterisk greater. Asterisk. Something asterisk unstoppable. Asterisk. Because you are no longer the one who begs for a chance, who waits for permission, who hopes for approval. No, you are the storm. You are the force that bends the world to your will. The energy in the room shifts when you walk in. The weight of your presence is undeniable. The same people who once ignored you now feel your power without you having to say a word. You are no longer fighting for their recognition, because you understand now. This journey was never about asterisk them. Asterisk. It was never about proving them wrong. It was never about changing their minds. It was about asterisk you. Asterisk. About proving to yourself that you are always capable. About becoming the person you were meant to be. They don't define you anymore. The insults, the doubts, the moments they tried to break you, they hold no power over you now. You have rewritten the narrative. The power is in asterisk, your asterisk hand, and that is the ultimate victory. Not revenge, not their regret, but the fact that you don't need them anymore. You are not who you once were. You are something greater. You are the storm, and nothing can stand in your way now. Look at how far you've come. There was a time when you were drowning in doubt, when every step felt like a war against the weight of the world. A time when they laughed, when they pointed, when they told you that you would never be anything. But now, you stand at the top of the mountain they swore you would never climb. You are no longer the one struggling in the shadows, no longer the one waiting for a chance, hoping for acceptance, begging for a seat at a table never meant for you. You built your own table. You built your own empire. And the greatest revelation of all, you never needed them. You never needed their approval, their permission, their belief. The fire inside of you was asterisk, always asterisk enough. Because resilience wins every time. They said you wouldn't make it. They laughed. They doubted. They bet against you. But you asterisk, proved yourself right. And now the world will never forget your name.